My name is Michelle Sanchez, and I used to work for Donald Trump.
I am the daughter of Cuban immigrants. My family came on a freedom flight in 1972 after suffering for over a decade in the total misery of Fidel Castro's Cuba. My grandfather refused to join the Communist Party from the beginning, so it was very, very hard time for them. When he got here, he had a job on his second day and never had to depend on anyone else. We were raised in the belief that nothing is free. You have to work for everything you get. So let me first say that the American dream is extremely important to me, and immigration is something I really believe produces the most patriotic Americans of all.
So in 2011, I started working at the Doral Golf Resort in Miami. It's most famous for different golf championships that they have on property, like the PGA Tour. I actually had the opportunity of meeting a couple celebrities while I was there too. Phil Mickelson, Rory McIlroy was another one I got to meet while I was there. So it's definitely very popular for different golfers that are coming to play. And there's definitely a lot of visitors, but for the most part, I would always hear things like that it was very tired and needed to get updated, and it was very far from the former glory that it once was. Some of my different coworkers were very hesitant when they heard that he was purchasing the resort. There were different things that were being said, rumors that would start, things like that Trump was gonna remove Doral from the name, which is one of its, it's iconic for being the Doral Golf Resort, which actually ended up not happening. He kept it as the Trump Doral Miami. We'd hear complaints from people saying that Trump's going to turn this into a Las Vegas Part 2. He's not going to embrace the culture of Doral in Miami, or worse, turn it into an Atlantic City situation. There was definitely a lot of negativity around the purchasing of Doral from Trump. One of the biggest things that stood out to me during the renovation process is the personal touch that the Trump family had during that. I mean, I was a front desk agent at the time, and they would literally come in, Ivanka herself would start pointing and saying, I want this to change, I want this to change. There were days where Donald Trump would be walking through, certainly really exciting. They themselves would stay in the resort to make a lot of the decisions. This wasn't something they left to someone else. They certainly wanted to own a lot of the details to make sure that vision was a success. Today, it looks absolutely beautiful. It almost resembles a palace. He literally rebuilt it from the ground up. I mean, the general shape is still there, but absolutely every detail has been considered, from the marble flooring right when you walk in to even the American flag out in the golf course is 10 times bigger than it used to be. When I got engaged, I actually wasn't living in Miami anymore, but I was online scrolling through different ballrooms in Miami, since my family lives there. And I actually came across this stunning ballroom. And it turns out it was the Ivanka Trump ballroom in the Doral Golf Resort. There was absolutely no question that that's where I wanted to get married. So when I went to the ballroom to actually view it in person, the girl that was showing me the space, she actually told me to disregard the carpet because Donald Trump himself was actually in here a week before, and he said he didn't like it and that he wanted to change it to something better. And sure enough, within a week, I went to see the space again, and it was completely changed, and I will say it did look better. It just goes to show you how meticulous he is. He's definitely detail-oriented. If something has his name on it, he cares about it. He's definitely passionate about his products, and it definitely shows in everything he does because it was absolutely beautiful. I worked as a front desk agent while I was there, and so we're seeing a lot of people. We're checking guests in, we're checking them out, and a lot of times they were very rude. They just want to be on their way, and something that always stood out is Donald Trump was always warm, always very friendly with us. I mean, there was no cameras around, and he would take the time out of his day to say good morning, say good evening, every time that he came in. That was really, really impressive to me. He's not just a billionaire, he's a celebrity. If there was anyone that didn't have the time for us, it would be him, and he always took that time to recognize us, and that was definitely something that stood out to me. One night we're at the front desk, it's really late. All of a sudden, Ivanka Trump runs in. She has wet hair, she's in a robe, laughing at herself. She had actually locked herself out of the hotel room, and she came to us to get a new key. Really sweet the entire time, asking how we're doing, and just very down to earth. She's literally the owner of the place, and she could have called any of the 1,000 employees to come and assist her, and instead she came down herself to get a key, just like any normal person. And I can honestly say the same thing about Eric and Donald Jr. as well. I got a chance to, interact with them as well, and I have to say, honestly, they're all so down to earth, and they're just genuinely sweet people when they really don't have to be. As someone who personally worked for the Trump family, when I hear some of the lies that are being said about Trump, that he's racist, that he is a hateful person, that he's angry, that he ignites anger in others. I mean, it's just so far from the truth. It is enraging. It is so frustrating because I personally got to see how genuinely caring and sweet and friendly they are. It's just so far from reality. It's crazy to me to see how they call him a con man, a liar, Hitler. I've seen firsthand how he was able to transform Doral. He was so meticulous with even so much as if he was hanging up a photo, he'd ask an employee that was nearby, hey, what do you think about this? And if the employee said, I'm not sure about it, instantly, well then take it down. He genuinely respected the opinions of those around him. Watching him at the rallies, I myself have been to one. It's obviously that he's just trying to get attention from the media. That's a strong strategy. It's clearly working for him, but I've seen firsthand the man that he truly is. He's genuine, he's caring, he's warm, and he's absolutely a strong leader. I personally believe that he'll be able to transform America just like he was able to transform Doral. As a Hispanic female American and daughter of immigrants, Donald Trump has my support, he has my passionate endorsement, and most of all, he has my vote. I saw him make Doral great again, he made entire sections of New York City great again, he's making politics great again. I fully believe that President Trump will be able to help us to make America great again.